Hey all, it's Nicole here, and I am going to go over my top 3 takeaway points plus 5 bonus points to Brian Johnson's Anti-Fragile 101, and also stuff that he's mentioned throughout all the different sessions in Optimize Coach. So yes, I do have a candle here as a prop. Isn't that so exciting? I'm bringing in a prop. Okay, so let's get to it because there's a lot of good stuff. So first of all, what I came up with as my top, as my first takeaway was it's about mindset, this anti-fragility. What do you do when life knocks you around? How do you respond when a glitch happens or something difficult happens? So the correct mindset or the ideal mindset or the optimized mindset is it's a growth mindset. Hey, I know things will be hard and I'm actually looking forward to the challenges because they make me stronger. That's OMM. As obstacles make me stronger. This is a challenge and it's not a threat. And I use stress like energy bars. And then the other mindset, thought, or saying is bring it on. You know, it's starting to feel hard, bring it on. Because I'm using stress as energy bars, I'm only getting stronger. And so that brings us to the candle, this is my favorite analogy. So wind will do what to a candle? Extinguish it. That's kind of a nicer visual now. Smoky. So wind will extinguish the candle, but fire, the wind will actually fuel the fire. So then I think, well, what am I? Am I a candle, a fragile candle, or a fire burning brightly? So that's my first takeaway point, is the key mindset. The second takeaway point is the response. So when you run into a glitch or an obstacle, and it can be anything as small as your daughter packed a box of sand in her in her school bag. This happened to me yesterday, and then you're trying to look for her favorite unicorn socks. And the sand actually dumps out over your entire wood floor that has cracks in it. So that can be a glitch, or you got fired from a job, or you didn't get a job, or it rained on your wedding day. Happened to me. So the response, this is point number 2, bringing it back, thinking about my wedding day, maybe I'll tell you that story. So first, it's that mindset that we already talked about. All right, this is an obstacle. That's great. I'm psyched. It's going to make me stronger. Second is you catch the glitch, you turn it around, and then you recover. Third, you have a relentless solution focus. Kind of like Marie Forleo, everything is figure-outable. So what little thing can I do right now to help move this in a positive direction? You're not going to solve the entire problem, but what little first step am I going to take? Next, which is maybe 4, but these aren't necessarily in order, but they kind of flow well. Simplify. You get clear on your next target, which relates to the previous one, and then you put all your energy into that. And then there's this activity, spinning fingers, that if you spin around a lot and you look around at everything else, you're just dizzy. Versus if you spin around and you get dizzy, and you look just down at your fingers, single point of focus, then that helps you recover quickly. So that illustrates that point. Pick one thing to do next and then focus on that. And if that doesn't work, doesn't matter. Next 5, maybe you have infinite options or pathways, optionality. Plan A doesn't work, then you do plan B, but you might even get to plan Z, that doesn't matter, and then you go back and you start again with double A to double Z, and you have infinite options of how to solve this or get better or move on. Also, to set up a micro win, that's what I already mentioned of, you can make it just super small, your next step. And then finally, to have emotional stamina, which I'll hit in the bonus point because this comes up all the time and it's brilliant. So within that, I'll just point out -1, something to eliminate or something to delete. You can think of when you're in the middle of this, you know, like you just got fired from a job that you really wanted to keep, or there's sand all over your floors getting into the cracks. What is the #1 thing that I do when I get stressed, which isn't so good? And if I do it right now, I can't afford to do it right now because it's going to lead me spiraling down, and you don't want that. So eliminate that, and that might be, for me, I want to heal my wrist. It might be eating sugar. I have little bits of sugar here and there, and that's not the quickest way to heal. So, so identify that #1 thing that is negative, and you just are gonna not do it, because that's when it's most important. Okay, point #3, takeaway #3 is, I loved his bit on self-compassion, and is it Joanne Neft? Might be, but she has 3 different steps to, or keys to this self-compassion. 1 is recognize common humanity. When something bad happens to me or to you, I don't want to think, oh, that's because of me. Something's wrong with me. I'm just an awful mother. I get frustrated easily. Or I'm an awful employee and everyone's gonna fire me. Instead of that, realize it's common humanity. This happened to me because I'm human, and every human experiences disappointment, or every human has setbacks. So second thing on self-compassion is to have self-kindness. And that's really treat yourself how you would treat a dear friend, which is hard to do if you start listening to the voices in your head. So shift those to how you would treat your friend. And third is to have mindfulness. So be aware of your internal dialogue, and then you name it to tame it. Of, I'm feeling this right now. I'm feeling rejected because I just got fired from a job. I'm feeling useless. And then you move on to your recovery. So 5 different bonus points. 1 is comfort zone. If you want to approach your infinite potential, you need to get outside of your comfort zone. So once you start to feel that fear or discomfort, then you say and think and act on, bring it on. That's great. This is what is going to help me grow. #2 is balance. It's ideal to have a big, huge dream, but also a strong foundation. So then that gets into, what is your eat, move, sleep, and just, it's key, if you don't have those things dialed in, it'll be way harder to have this mindset. 3rd bonus point is back to emotional stamina. So the worse I feel, the more committed I am to my protocol. And that means that it doesn't matter how I feel. That does not matter at all. What matters is my identity, and then behavior, and then and actions, and then feelings. Okay, so it's not that when you feel like it, you do it, whether or not you feel like it. And that might be getting into some of your fundamentals and such. Let's see, my notes fell, and I am actually using notes. Pretty exciting. I'm going to wrap this up here real soon. So in emotional stamina, I do the things that need to be done that keep me plugged in. So that's what you really focus on, especially when you're having some rough times. #4 is bonus, is practice on the tiny things, and maybe that's like bird poop just landed on your windshield. And then if you're practicing these types of responses on the tiny things, it'll make it easier to do for the bigger things, whatever it is that you classify as a bigger thing. It might be like losing your job with all your benefits, and that job included housing, and your whole family was relying on it. That might be big for you. And then finally, the final bonus point is Michael Jordan's quote he has a Nike commercial, which I Googled, but he talks about how many different shots and different things he's failed at, and he says, I have failed over and over, and that is why I have succeeded. Thanks all. Have fun being emotional or anti-fragile and getting all knocked around, and that just makes you stronger. Okay, bye.